What's good, everybody? Long time no talk. I don't really know how to start this video. I guess pretty much the premises of it is why I left my team as a game mode, why I quit streaming, and towards the end, I'll probably lay down a kind of a plan on what I plan on going forward with, if I plan on ever coming back to my team, if I ever plan on coming back to streaming. Of course, this YouTube channel never really got off the ground the way I anticipated when I was streaming, but for a while, I was pretty big into streaming and it treated me pretty well. That started in 2K20, so kind of start there. 2K20, my team. I actually had played the game mode for ever since it came out, but once the pandemic hit, really got into it big time. Started streaming at the very end of 20 into 21. Loved the game mode. Of course, I had a lot of complaints about the game mode at that time, but that came from a good spot in my heart. Really, I just thought that the game was, 75% good, 25% bad, and I thought that there was a realistic path to where we could be at 100% good. And obviously, that never came to be. So, 21 was great. 22 was also pretty good. I think that I got maybe a little bit burnt out towards the end of 22. 23 came. 23 started off kind of rocky. And this is when things started going downhill a little bit for the game mode. I can't say I fully fell out of love with it yet at 23, but towards the start of the year, it just didn't feel as magical, for lack of a better word, as 22 and 21 and 20 did for me. So things just kind of fell off a little bit in 23 at the start when the trophy case was going on, etc. 23 towards halfway through the year, of course, the bans happened. That could be a whole other video in itself. I'm sure there's 100 videos on this platform discussing that, so I won't go too deep into that, but obviously wasn't happy there. But at that point in time is when it really stopped feel like it was like a give and take with my team. For 2021, 22, when I was really deep in, it felt like give and take with my team. Us as a community wanted stuff and we get some stuff, and then 2K as a company would take a little bit from us and we'd get mad and then they'd pay it back, and it was kind of like a tug of war between the community and my team, and that completely just went by the wayside. At this point now from them is just constantly taking. So yeah, that kind of leads us into 24. And realistically, I never really thought it would come to the point where it's at now, where I don't play the game mode at all. It's not installed on my console. Obviously, I haven't streamed it in ages. I really didn't think that was going to happen. I thought, if anything, I would move on in life. My team would still be decent and whatnot. And maybe I'd come back, fire it up once a week, once a month, whatever it would be. Didn't think it would happen this quick where I just completely swore off the game mode. So when 24 came out, of course, they removed the auction house. And even at that point, I had an open mind about it. I wasn't like a big time sniper or whatever. So I didn't really think it was going to be that bad. When they first dropped the player market, I'm like, okay, there's a price tag on these cards. I can choose if I want to buy the cards or not and move on with my life. All right, cool, whatever. I was in a pretty rough time in my life. Started this 24 year as well. I had a lot of time on my hands. I got laid off my job and just had a lot of time to play the game mode. So I was pretty deep in at the start of the year. First season went by, it was okay. Second season came. Yeah, it was fine. It wasn't good. I definitely wasn't enjoying it nearly as much as I was back in the day, but it was bearable. Again, it still felt like kind of a give and take relationship with 2K, right? Going to season 3, PG glitch happens. I'm starting to get back to work, and I'm just like, yeah, the game mode isn't really hitting the same anymore. Starting to realize that more consciously rather than subconsciously. I'm like, yeah, it's just kind of lost its touch for me. Maybe I burnt myself out on it. Not a big fan about the direction of the mode, but I was like, whatever. Still, again, I'm like thinking, I'll fire it up once in a blue moon, play a little bit. Obviously not like I used to. All was cool. And then, of course, at All-Star Break, they did the whole special insert thing for the first time. And that's really the premises of why I quit, but I didn't really realize it at the time yet. When they first did the All-Star packs, which if you guys have played the game, or if you guys are this deep into the video or click on this video at all, some random washed up streamer making a YouTube video, of course you guys know what happened. They dropped these cards where there was no longer ability to buy these cards outright in any fashion whatsoever. If you wanted to get the cards, you had to gamble in order to get them. That was just junk to me. But in the back of my mind, I've always thought, with 2K, it's give and take, it's give and take, it's give and take. They're going to take from us, and then in a couple weeks, they're going to give to us. They're going to put the cards back in the player market where I can go in and buy the cards and use the cards that I want, even if I have to pay for them. Whatever. Like, all right, that's fine. Week goes by, nothing changes. Season goes by, nothing changes. That next season that comes out, they drop that Glenn Rice card, right? It's like nostalgia to the highest tier for me. That Glenn Rice card was like one of my favorite cards ever in my team. They tried to replicate him in 24. All right, whatever, I'll grind for it. It's the one card I know I can get. I can't buy any of these cards I want, so one card I can grind for that I actually know I'll like, let me do it. I grind that whole thing out, 400 games of triple threat. By the end of it, man, I got the Glenn Rice card, and I'm like, man, I have no business playing this game that much anyways anymore. I'm not really enjoying it. I'm like sitting there building up MT and I'm spending it on packs and I'm pulling nothing worthwhile. Like over and over again. I'm walking in the sets. I'm pulling nothing worthwhile over and over again. So a couple days or weeks or whatever it was go by after I got that Glenn Rice card. I'm hardly using it. I don't want to play the game. There's no 250 to look forward to. The community's dying off. People are leaving left and right. It's just not what it was anymore. And then the Kobe situation happened. Not to get too deep in the weeds on the Kobe situation, they definitely still have his rights in some fashion. They're just scared to drop the card, even though they can. They could drop. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into it. There's stuff there, but yeah. So the Kobe situation happened, and that really didn't affect me at all in too much of a way, because I'm not a guy who normally does collector level. But as we started getting closer to April, I'm realizing there's not enough cards in the game to make this that hard to get. So I might have a chance of getting Kobe, even if it's not right away, right? And of course, then they didn't give us Kobe. They dropped the 100 overalls. They put out a thing in a Discord away from everyone to be seen. And then they didn't put Yao in the option pack, right? If they really wanted to do right by the people, they're putting Yao in that option pack. They could have done that. They didn't do that. Did that really cause me to quit playing the game? No, it didn't. It really actually didn't change what I was doing at all in the game whatsoever. But what it did is it gave me time and a reason to reflect on if I wanted to keep playing the game at all. And the answer was just no, like flat out no. It just lost its touch in every way imaginable. I wasn't having fun on the game. All the cards I wanted to get, like, of course, like for me, you guys know me if you watch me, like, Cade Cunningham card, no matter what, they drop a Cade, I'm buying the Cade. It doesn't matter if it's a gold, sapphire, purple, bronze, platinum, doesn't matter. If there's a Cade out, I'm finding a way to get it. If I have to sell my team to get Cade, I'm doing that. Can't do that anymore. I just can pull packs, lock in a set, hope I get them. Guess what? I don't. That means that I'm stuck using some point guard that I have no sort of attachment to whatsoever. Whatever. That's really the main reason. That's it. Like, if I can't get the cards that I want, for sure, the fundamental point of my team is no longer there for me. So for me to come back to the game mode, two things have to happen. They need to stop the gamble-only content. Do I think they will? Honestly, no. I think next year they might bring the auction house back, but keep the special inserts. The special inserts you can only pull from packs. You can't post them on the auction house. They're unsellable. You can post your garbage content that you get from packs on the auction house. Would that be better than nothing? I guess, because you could like flip coaches and shoes and build up MT, whatever, something else to do. Because right now there's nothing to do on the game, like outside of just playing the game, where there used to be like a game within a game. Nevertheless, do I think they're gonna go away from the gamble only stuff that they're doing now? No, it's been like what, 4 months of it. I think that's their vision going forward for the game mode. Is there an off chance that next year they start off the game the way they did this year and then shift to the gamble-only content at All-Star Break again? Yes. Will I come back and stream the game and play the game and do all that type of stuff if that's the case? Yes. If my life allows it. So, like, obviously, man, like, you know, I was never one to, like, shy away from, like, my personal life too much on stream. I don't like to talk too much about it, but I was pretty open and honest with my viewers, and, you know, I've built pretty strong relationships with a lot of people in the community, stuff like that. But look, I'm locked in on other stuff right now. I'm trying to advance in my career. I'm old. I'm an old head for 2K. I'm 27 now. Like, I'm old. So if those two things happen, if my life allows it, I somehow have the time and they bring back the ability to buy the cards that I want without having to sit there and just gamble and re-roll and all that stuff for the cards, not closing the door on it forever. That's kind of why I want to make this video, just to let you all know where I stand on everything. Those two things have to happen. My life has to allow me to do it. Right now, like, I don't have the time to like fire up and stream consistently, and even if I did, I wouldn't want to, because I don't even have 2K installed on my console, because I don't want to play a version of my team where I have near to no say over what cards I use. And look, there's definitely people who don't know me well enough who might say, oh, you know, like, you can still use the lower versions of your cards, blah 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 blah. Like, you can give me 100 reasons. Look, like, the way I play my team, I want to be able to like compete online at a high level. I don't really care anymore at all to be like comp where I'm like loading up PLs and playing in NATO's league and all that stuff. There's not even 250 anymore, right? So like, there's really no point. But I do want to be able to go online and like hoop, like play like good 2K, what I would consider good 2K, right? And there's just no way of doing that with the cards I want. I can sit there and use what they give me, but that's just not fun. That's not my team to me. Ultimate Team game modes, to me, what it's about is you, even if you don't have the coins, take away buying coins, whatever, take away all that. I want to be able to go on the auction house and make these decisions on who I want to buy, where do I want to allocate the coins I have available. They drop a new Dr. J card. I like Dr. J cards normally. I want to be able to make the decision, he's going for X amount of coins. I don't have that many coins. Do I want to sell this card I have in my collection to get that other card? Like, that aspect of the game is just completely gone. So you're not even like progressively building your team anymore in that way. You're just playing the game, playing the game, playing the game, opening packs, hoping that 2K decides for you to get a card that maybe you want to. You have no control over the cards that are on your team. You're just hoping that the cards that they either give you for free, whether it's through game modes, seasons, or packs, are cards that you want to use, and then you just kind of have to make do with what they give you. And that just removes the entire point of my team. 2K25, I'll definitely buy the game, because I mean, I get my money's worth from League Pass anyways. I'll almost certainly buy the game. And you know, you guys can come at me and say like, oh, well, you're giving money to a company you don't like so much. You're like, look, like, if you want to talk to me about that stuff, hit me up on Twitter or something. Like, I'm more than happy to walk you through what I would consider a pretty reasonable perspective I have on every decision I've made regarding this. And you know what? Like, I'm not even sure. Like, who knows? Maybe I don't buy. Maybe I just buy League Pass and normal next year. Who knows? But you know, maybe I download it and play Rags at the start of the year. Maybe I download it and make a my player. Who knows what I'll do in that aspect? I know one thing I won't do, and that's get duped by the dev blog. Like, they lied in it every year pretty much, but they really lied in it this year. Like, really lied in it. If you go back and read the original dev blog, they talked about cards being accessible, all the cards in the player market, collector level Kobe. Just like bar by bar, everything they said was a lie. So like, no, the dev blog can't fool me this year. If they bring back the ability for me to be able to buy the cards I want, whether it's with earned currency or even real currency, and I have the time in my life to be able to play it, I will stream again. But until then, I'm chilling, man. Playing a little Madden on the side when I need a little break from my life. Trying to do my best to advance in my career, stay in shape, on to other things. It was a really good ride, man. Streaming in the community did a lot for me. For real. Like, I'm dead serious. I could make a whole other video on what it did for me, because it came to me at a point in my life where I really needed that. With the pandemic and everything, I really needed the outlet that you all were able to give me through streaming. And it's also just so sad to see the direction the community's gone in. Like, everybody who I really liked in this community quit playing the game for the most part. There's a couple of y'all left. The new people who have came, there's some good eggs. There's also a lot of really just ones I can't help but laugh at, because they I don't know. It's whatever. There's definitely some new people out there trying to put my team on their back who are just a little cringe to me. To be real with you, I definitely don't care. You know, I don't need to name names, but I don't care. Like, it's cringe to me, some of the stuff I see and hear on my timeline on Twitch regarding the game nowadays. But whatever, y'all do you. I'm gonna do me. Means I probably won't be playing my team anytime soon. But I appreciate it, man. I really do. It was good while it lasted, man. A wise man once said, "Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened." And that's exactly kind of my outlook on everything. So appreciate y'all.